Here we have the can't get up. It's an excellent abdominal exercise. So first we're going to look at how to do it, and then we're going to look at common mistakes and how to fix them. So you can see that I've got one arm vertical, and you want it to stay vertical the whole time. You don't want it to flop down. We'll look at that again later. You're going to lift up so that you're onto your elbow on the opposite side, and you can see the same leg of the arm that's vertical, that leg is bent, and the other leg is out straight. Now you don't want that straight leg to lift up, and again we're going to look at that in a bit. So this is mistake number one, which is letting your arm flop down. You want to keep that arm straight, you want it vertical the whole time. What's happening here is you're using momentum on the initial movement of the exercise, which takes away the strength requirement from your abdominals. So try not to do that. But if you simply cannot do it without flapping your arm around, that means that you have a weakness in your abs, and we need to regress the exercise. Now, the regression that I would suggest is that you allow your arm to flap as you lift yourself up, and then on the way down, try and go down as slow as you can with your arm completely vertical. Now, the next issue that we see is people whose leg lifts up as they're initiating the movement. And again, this is coming from a weakness in the abs. And if you simply can't keep it down, then the only way that we can really regress this and sort it out is to let you keep doing that, except on the way down, you're gonna go as slow as possible, and you're gonna keep your leg forced down the whole time. So essentially we're doing like the negative of the movement. We're emphasizing that downward part of the movement. Eventually, once you practice this, you'll get better at it, and you'll be able to do it without your leg or your arm flapping around anywhere. Now, once you have actually sorted out your technique issues with the exercise and you're able to do a decent amount of reps, let's say 3 sets of 10 without a whole lot of rest, then it's time to increase the difficulty by adding weights to the exercise. Now, the weight can be in any sort of form. You're going to be holding it in that vertical hand, and you can use a medicine ball. You can also use free weights as well. If you are going to use free weights, pick it up as I did just then. We'll just repeat that for you. So you can see here, I'm using both hands to pick it up, and then to change hands, I'm placing it on my chest and then figuring out which hand I want to use, and we're off and running. Now, the reason that we use two hands to pick it off the ground beside us is because you could be using upwards of 10 kilos, and if you're doing an essentially external rotation movement with 10 plus kilos without warming up your shoulders, that's probably not a good idea, is it? So use both hands, put it on your chest, and then get started. As you can see, you can use pretty much anything as a weight. You can use a kettlebell, you can use a dumbbell, you can use a medicine ball, you can use an anatomy and physiology book, you can use a laptop from 2010, which will probably weigh about 2.5 bricks, and yep, there's lots of options.